YouTube, LinkedIn, and as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We are everywhere in all the social media. That's right, folks. The podcast, I'm flying solo without any guest speakers today. These topics are very close to my heart. And these topics are basically about, manifesting universal energy, and we hear these all the time. But before we even jump into the topic of manifesting universal energy, I'm going to talk a little bit on gratitude, because you need to have that gratitude. Because nowadays, if you look at it, we do a lot of things outward bound, right? And sometimes we, tend to not look inwards. So I think it's very important to look inwards first before looking externally, right? So we're just going to wait for another couple of more minutes because late night shows like this without any posters or informations, it just comes like that. All right. The topic today we're going to talk about is what is manifesting universal energy. And this is your Vance host from Kopi Vance, and today I am flying solo. That's right, straight from my studio, and I'm going to share some interesting points that we can actually help that ourselves, our daily lives, as we are always surrounded by toxic and ever-changing situations and challenges and obstacles. Just to talk about it, right? So many things that is coming towards us. But resilience is a very important part that we must have in our life, because time to time, if we don't do reality check, then it may hurt you very badly. So self-care is very important. Looking inward is important, and getting the right way on the path is also important, right? So just start up with the before we jumping into the manifesting universal energy, we're gonna jump into the gratitude, right? What is gratitude to you, right? Viewers out there, if you have any thoughts about it, or is there something different that you do, you can always share your thoughts and your comments in the comment section, and we can talk about that, right? There's never a one answer that is universal, or rather a one answer for all questions to be answered. No, never that way. So I hope you have a lovely evening at home, sitting back, or maybe in your bed, looking at your phone, or maybe at computer, or doing some late night projects. Of course, with deadlines, time to time, we need to do a chill out, right? We need to turn inwards. I think that's very important for us. If we fail to do so, yes, all right, we get stressed, get burnout, and eventually maybe full of anxiety, and then leads to depression. All right. Let's start up. I think almost 3 minutes. We are live. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So before I jump into the manifesting universal energy, but if you do have any comments, if you have anything that you want to share, please type it out in the comment section, and we can talk about it, right? We are in Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. There's a recorded podcast. It will be linked to them. We are right now live in Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts and Spotify, right? So welcome to this podcast on gratitude. Like I mentioned, today we are going to talk about the importance of gratitude, how it can benefit us, and ways we can incorporate gratitude into our daily lives. Right? Often we think that gratitude is a very simple practice. It is, right? It is a very simple practice that we can have a profound impact on our lives. By cultivating gratitude, we can experience more joy, happiness, and positivity in our lives. Gratitude, right? It's a big word, right? You got to be very thankful for that, right? So let's dive into the world of gratitude. What is gratitude? If you have any thoughts about it, if you want to share something that you think that you want me to share about or talk about it, please feel free to type in the comment section. And do feel free to like and share as well. Give a thumbs up so I know you are watching it. Right. Gratitude is a feeling of appreciation. And thankfulness, right, for the good things in our lives is a recognition of the good things that we have rather than focusing on what we lack, right? Gratitude is not just a feeling, but it's also an action. When we feel gratitude, we express our appreciation and thankfulness towards others or the universe or even to your loved ones, right? And now we're going to look at, I got four pointers that gratitude has many benefits, and these four pointers may help you, all right? Benefits of practicing the gratitude. So let's look at number one, improve mental health. And gratitude has been linked to improve mental health. It can reduce symptoms, like I mentioned earlier on, you get this stress, anxiety, and depression. Yeah? When we focus on the positive things in our lives, it helps us to shift our mindset from negative to positive, right? We always in that paradigm shift, right? We get negative very fast. But the whole idea of jumping back and do a quick shift to positive, it's really a discipline and you need to practice that. All right, well, let's go into the second pointer I mentioned before, right? So now we have the second, a better relationship, right? Gratitude can help us to build better relationship with others. When we express our gratitude towards others, it strengthens our connection with them. It helps us to appreciate the people in our lives and the things they do for us. So that's number two. Number three, increase resilience. Yes, that's what I talked about earlier, right? Resilience. What has this word resilience has been, mentioned so many times during the COVID period. Not really much more on the pre-COVID, but during the COVID and post-COVID, we are always talking about resilience. So gratitude can help us to be more resilient when we face challenging situations. It's easy to focus on what's wrong. Gratitude helps us to shift our focus towards what's right, which can help us to cope better with difficult situations. And the last one, increased happiness. Gratitude is strongly linked to happiness when we feel grateful. We experience more positive emotions like joy, happiness, and even fulfillment. But the whole question here right now, I need to ask whoever's listening right now, friends and families, right, is it's easy to be negative, right? No, it's very easy. All you need to do is don't do anything, all right? You can just whine and complain and sit down and think all the things that can go around you and within you. But there's this shift, and when you do that shift, it requires a certain practices and it needs a certain way of doing it. And if you can be able to do that, any negative situations may not even come near you because you are always feeling with more positive emotions, like I mentioned earlier, joy, happiness, and fulfillment. And how can we practice gratitude? We talked about it, right? The benefits of gratitude, but how are we going to practice it? So I would suggest is gratitude journal, right? Start gratitude journal and write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. It can be you focus on the positive things in your life. Number 2, express gratitude to others. Take the time to express your gratitude towards others. It could be a simple thank you note, a text message, or verbal expressions of thanks. This can help to strengthen your relationship with others. And it doesn't cost you much, right? All it needs, it's a genuine heart and genuine yourself, right? And whoever you love, your friends. We often don't say, I love you, thank you so much to others. But unfortunately, or fortunate, it's definitely not a fortunate thing. But when the person is not around, then we start talking about them and praising, and then we start saying, I love you, thank you, I miss you. But if we can practice this as of now, I think there's so much things that will happen to you. Like positive emotions will take immediately effect on you. Joy, happiness, and fulfillment. Right. Number 3, right? Practice of mindfulness. Right. Practice mindfulness is by being present in the moment. And if you have seen my podcasts or my Insta stories, I always talk about living in the moment. When you start, thinking about what has happened in the past and what it may happen or what will happen in your future, in fact, you totally forget about living in the current moment, right? The moment that you're living right now, that matters the most because it's a past, and that's one of the reasons why we call it past. It's not over. All right, you got to move ahead, right? Another thing that I always say in the podcast is the only reason you go back to the past is to cherish someone that you lost. I think that's the only area that you put it someone that you want to go back and revisit and come back. You're so grateful for that. But other than that, the past you should just close chapter, right? You can move ahead. You're going to move forward, and that's the current moment that you live on. And you could try that slowly, right? And that's why I mentioned about practice mindfulness by being present in the moment. When you focus on the present moment, you can appreciate the simplest things in life. How about that? Like simplest things, you will be automatically elevated, right? You'll be like floating, no more walking on the earth. Something like flying. All right, and the last one that I'm going to go into is called the gratitude walk. Take a gratitude walk and focus on the things you are grateful for. You can focus on the beauty of the nature, the people in your life, or the things you have accomplished. Any single thing, right? Any single or simplest thing that you have done, and you use the word thank you. There is a huge amount of gratitude, all right? Because gratitude and ego will not be in the same place. And you actually put every ego, and a little pride, right? You put everything down and you just become so relaxed and so happy because of the emotions taking over your place. That's the joy, happiness, and fulfillment. So in conclusion, gratitude is a powerful practice that you can have a positive impact on your lives. We can improve our mental health, strengthen our relationships, increase our resilience. We talked about resilience earlier on, and make us happier. And that's very important, right? Making us happier is the most important thing. You don't need approvals. You don't need to ask permissions. You don't need to do inward things for people. And then, just because you want to pray, you just want to elevate them so that you get happiness. But no, but it's just temporary happiness that you get. Anything that you do for yourself, I think you will see a huge amount of happiness you become because there's full of gratitude in it. By incorporating gratitude into our daily lives, we can experience more joy, happiness, positivity. So take some time each day to practice gratitude and see the positive impact it can have on your life. Yeah, so that's basically for your gratitude. And then the main topic that I want to talk about today is about also manifesting universal energy. I know a couple of our viewers have requested topics on the energies and said, "Hey, Vance, how can you be so happy? How do you do this shifting of paradigm shift and kind of stuff?" So, most of our stories, or even in Kopi with Vance, a couple of topics that we talked about with mind, with psychologists, psychiatrists, and even counselors as well. One thing that, as a host or moderator, I always learned is, you have to be your biggest motivator, right? If you're going to be in a vulnerable stage, right? And then, yes, you're going to be constantly be, having this trauma that whatever situation may change, you become the victim, all right? So we will do more stories on it, right? You can watch all those 1 minute and less videos at Kopi with Vets. So let's start on the manifesting, and this is one of my favorite topics, which I practice it religiously, not every day, at least every week. At least I talk to Mother Nature. She's one of my favorite ladies. Love her so much. I'm sure you all do that as well. Right, so manifesting universal energy is the process of aligning our thoughts, emotions, and actions with the energy of the universe to create what we desire in our lives. Right? It's not something like a magical word. You say, I want a $10,000. No, it's not about that. It is about you setting up yourself and aligning yourself to the universal energy. Most of us, we always want to know what's happening, how this energy comes by. Maybe we keep that to a later topic. But right now, just got to do this, and you will see a huge impact happening to you. And what is the idea that we attract and what we focus on? When we focus on positive thoughts and emotions, we attract positive experiences into our life. And this has always been one of my biggest, greatest topic that I always like to dive in and understand about positive experiences. If the early in the morning, once you open up your eyes and you start saying, "Oh, this is another day," your body, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidney, your emotions will automatically listen to you because your body is actively listening and saying, then what happens? It sets the day for you, and everything that you wish for will be very true because that's what you want. And then you notice that your energy is a little bit down, tired, feel like moving anywhere because you already said that in the morning. And it listens to you, right? And then after about 2 hours, you're going to say, "Oh, I'm going to have a great day. Things are all going to be great for me." And then you'll see a shift in the energies moving up and down. But in order to stay in that direction, you need to go into the journey. The journey is very important. So if you keep on changing, right, bad day, good day, bad day, you're just going back and forth, back and forth. You probably will not be able to manifest that kind of energy because you're constantly changing. So that's very important, right? So attract positive experiences into our lives the moment first thing first when you wake up in the morning. And the universe is full of energy, and we all connected to this energy. That's right. By tapping into this energy, we can manifest our desires and create the life we want. This energy is available to everyone, right? And we can all learn to use it to our advantage. So the next question, of course, it's going to go into is how to manifest the universal energy. Okay, so this is the biggest thing, right? The few processes, everything that you want to do, there's a process. There's no easy way out. If it's the easy way out, then probably I'm not speaking and you're not listening. We are learning as situation changes or situation that we go into. Every day we got to learn. Every day we got to evolve, learn and grow. You can't just stay there because if you stay there, you'll be left behind. But coming back to the main point again, manifesting universal energy requires a few key steps. I'm going to talk about again another 4 steps. Very short and simple, not complicated things. Visualize your desires. Right? Visualizing is very important. It's not something you can dream. I don't believe in dreams. I mean, that's my own opinion. I don't believe in dreams. I dream to be like that. I dream. No, I don't dream. I visualize, and if that is what I really want, I just want to get that. Any obstacles, any challenges, any interferences, no, nothing is going to stop. So, you got to change the way you think and the way you move and the kind of energy that you can invest. All right? So, like I said, visualizing what you want, close your eyes and imagine what you want to manifest. Imagine of the details of the desired things that you want and feel the emotions associated with having it. But of course, when you close your eyes and you visualize, you got to be fair to yourself also, right? You can't be saying that, I'm taking my bicycle and want to walk to the moon. Of course, no, right? You got to be very realistic as well. At the same time, you visualize your desires that is able to achieve. And I rather believe that your desires should be breaking down into smaller goals. But the journey, right, is a long journey. But as you go on each step and conquer each of your desires, visualize your desires, right? You visualize your desires, and that became your part of you. And that's when you're going to conquer it. So the desires are very important. And the emotions associated with having it, right? And, if you want to do a degree program, right? You could already feeling it, you're having that because that's where you are heading towards the journey to your main destination, right? You can't just think of the destination without the processes and journey. So that's very important. And always focus on positive emotions. right? The next step is to focus on positive emotions, right? Really focus, really focus. No distractions. When we feel good, we attract positive experiences into our lives. Focus on feeling like love, joy, and gratitude. Um, Feeling is very important, how you feel, but constantly, if you're feeling, sad and you're feeling not doing anything, then you are in the low frequency of this energy, and you can identify it. Right? When I say identify it, you identify it and you fix it. Only you can do it because you know what situations you're going through. Every situation that comes by you or say hi to you and sits with you is to test you, is to break you, to break you into pieces and make you tear. But always remember, they're not meant to stay. They're just meant to pass. But you got to be in such a resilient state that as you take every step, you're going to break it into pieces of that. Right? Never kneel down to it. You're going to conquer it. But at the same time, you also be kind to yourself, right? Not pushing too much. Time to time, you need to take a break. Please take a break. All right, don't push and then go into an extreme burnout. So that's really, really important as well. So the third one that I'm going to cover is about believe you can have it. All right, believing is also another part of your emotions and whatever that you desire. Believe that the universe is working in your favor and that you can manifest your desires. And you work hard. You work really hard. And if you're tired of stress, you can slow down, but there's no stopping. Right. Number fourth one that I'm going to go into is take actions. That's exactly what I talked about in the third pointer. Right. The final step is taking the action towards your desires. This will be taking small steps, like I mentioned earlier. All right. Small steps are very important. I know a couple of individuals that mentioned to me, bigger goals, big goals, big goals. It's good to visualize your desires. But as along the processes or the path or the journey that you go through, there will be sometimes that you will break down. Then that is the time that you feel that, this is not for me. And then you get negative and then it slows you down and makes you give up, right? But if you break it down into smaller goals, you're like, woo, I've conquered it. What's next? Let's go. What's next? You're always anticipating the next success and the next growth that you achieve, and that you are very humble about it, and you're having that genuine pride that you have done it for yourself and for your loved ones. That's very important. Not the kind of pride, not the kind of you think that the whole world is just below you. Right? Then if you hate towards that, then there will be other consequences. So it's very important that you constantly are learning. Always be a student, right? That's one of the key pointers that I always say in my talk sessions. Because every time when we accomplish something, the fulfillment just compressed, and we go to this mode of ego and lots of pride. Then that's where a lot of things change. Because then you're not a student. So the key is to take actions in alignment with your desires. So you align with your desires, and you work really hard. And the next one, I call it the tools for manifesting the universal energy. Right? There are many tools. A lot of people use it. You can use it to manifest universal energy. I'm going to mention here a few of them. Your affirmations. Your affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself that can help you shift your mindset and focus on positive thoughts and emotions. So just to give you an example, I like to put myself into this test. Not really a test, but in this example, right? So I always focus on positive, right? How the situation can be. I always believe that it's teaching me something. Wow, this is great. There's an opportunity for me to learn, grow, evolve, move, change. Change is always good. Challenges are good. Obstacles are great. And it actually teaches you something, right? It actually teaches you something. And the moment you have this kind of mindset, you will be constantly evolving. And that's what we really need to, right? Not only to be a great human being to planet Earth, but also to our families and loved ones and friends, right? Then we are a certain change in yourself. And that's very important. Gratitude is a powerful tool for manifesting universal energy. When we focus on what we are grateful for, and earlier on I spoke about it, but the grateful and gratitude, we attract more positive experiences in our lives. Right? Sometimes you just tell yourself, oh, how grateful I am. I'm breathing. How grateful I am for having the shoes or the sheep or the house or the car or the bike, whatever that you have. The material possessions, right? Earthly possessions. I'm so grateful for that. Because that in some parts of the world that's not even blessed. So you are so blessed. Yet we complain and whine for little things. Not only for we as Singaporeans, but I think it's our way of culture, our way of habit. Certain things go wrong, then there you go, right? You can see everybody's getting upset, right? And going into a state, I want to complain, I want to write an email, I want to do this, why this is late, when I see people getting agitated and getting angry, I just look at them and say, no, it's okay, it's fine, everybody make mistakes, right? Especially, people shouting at waiters and waitresses. They are doing their job, they're trying their best, long hours, standing their feet, tired. But sometimes, some people are very hard on them. Why is my food? It's late, screaming. And, you give bad experiences to people, you actually bad experiences to yourself, or bad energies to yourself, right? Not really a bad energy, but you are anticipating for it, right? And you notice the entire day, right? Everything will go south, right? Opposite direction. Never into north. You want to go straight, but it's not going. Why? You will ask yourself, right? So you got to be very grateful for all the experience that's happening, that's going to happen, and what is already happening. Right? So yes, visualization is a powerful tool for manifesting a universal energy, and which helps to attract into more life. Right. So almost going to be 30 minutes. Wow. Flying solo without my Kopi or without my water today. But it's again going to bring liters and liters of water. I'm sure you also drinking liters and liters of water because this weather is raining crazy. Humidity is very high as well. I'm not sure what is the temperature at this point of time. Right. So let's look into the conclusion. So in conclusion, manifesting universal energy is a powerful tool, which I talked about it earlier. I talked about gratitude as well, creating the life we desire, and aligning, right, our thoughts, our emotions and actions, and also with the energy of the universe. We can manifest our desires and attract positive experiences into our life. So always remember to visualize your desires. Focus on positive emotions only, right? Like I mentioned earlier, to stay negative is so simple. Don't do anything. Just whine and complain, and you'll be totally in the negative emotions, right? So only positive emotions, positive emotions, positive emotions. That's it, 3 times for that. It's not a broken recorder. All right, so believe you can have it and take action towards your desires. And also, I love you to use tools like affirmations, like gratitude, we talked a bit earlier, and meditation as well. Meditation doesn't come with a certain religious practice. All you need to do is just sit down, breathing in and breathing out. You're already exchanging gases, right? With carbon dioxide with oxygen, and your muscles are tend to feel relaxed. Your heartbeat goes down. Your livers and kidneys and all other parts of organs are like, wow, finally she did that. Whoa, digestive system, enzymes, your molecules, so many things, right? Will be so appreciative just by doing conscious breathing. Right now, what we are doing is what we call the unconscious breathing, which means that you are constantly breathing, even though you are walking, you are sleeping, you are eating, or whatever you're doing, you are breathing in automatically. Right? That's one of the greatest brain functions that we have. At the moment when you sit alone or sit in a very quiet place, because then you can start concentrating, right? You notice that your breathing tends to you do a very deep inhalation and deep exhalation. Deep inhalation. You can try that right now with me. Breathing in. 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Then breathe out. Breathing in. 3, 2, 1. Then breathe out. One more time to go. Breathe in and exhale. All right, I'm sure you feel better, right, with that maximum oxygen intake. So I'm going to stress this again. Use tools like affirmations, gratitude, meditations, and visualization to help you manifest universal energy. Right? And I think time to time, you need to be very kind to yourself. Giving yourself more rest, more relaxation, more meditation, or more breathing. And you will see some positive changes in yourself, right? Always remember, if you ever feel very negative, feeling down, take rest. Look at remedies and interventions. One of the things that I always talk about in my talk shows and my talking sessions, in speakers sections or involvement segments, that inwards, all right, we turn inwards. We are constantly turning outwards for people. We do things, we stop the world for everyone, just to get things done. And then sometimes we forget ourselves, but that's fine, right? That's fine. But, helping out others, but it's not fine, you getting into a burnout period or sessions. So time to time, take breaks, time to time, relax yourself, time to time, be kind to yourself, spend some time on yourself, right? Investing. Either it can be productivity. Productive section is very important. I mean, you spend yourself. Just like going for a movie or having a lunch or dinner. Sometimes just take yourself out. You will discover a lot of stuff. As most of the time, right? 80%, 90% of the time, you're always surrounded by people, right? But sometimes when you do things for yourself, you see huge changes happening. Your body will start to appreciate. Say, well done. You've done a great job. So try that, folks. Time to time, be kind to yourself. And small baby steps. I think that's very important. So today, two main segments that I cover is the gratitude and what is manifesting universal energy. This is Vance here at Kopi with Vance, flying solo tonight, late show, without any guest speakers. We'll be back on Wednesday with an invited guest, and we'll be talking more on health segments. So this segment is actually impromptu session that will come by, when there's a topic that has been requested for me to talk, for me to share. And I hope this session, before going to bed, definitely will help you. Try thanking 10 to 20 people in your life, whoever they can be, right? The guy that you met as a gardener, the cleaner who just cleaned your housing estate. There's so many people that we can be thankful for, keeping our greatest gratitude. And just create a smile, you don't really need to buy something for them, but if you could, just do that. Make their day, and you'll be blessed. Tenfold, hundredfold, millionfold. You see things, you attract like a magnet, right? Positivity, powerful emotions, a lot of positive emotions, and universal energy is just watching. You're just out there to tap along with them, right? The energies are there, just around us. You just need to be in that frequency in order to tap into the power. And then you'll see a huge amount of changes in yourself, right? All right, folks. This is Kopi with Vance. Almost 35 minutes flying solo. Thank you for listening. And we'll be in Apple Podcasts, we'll be in Spotify, LinkedIn, YouTube, and thanks to Facebook as well, that can easily connect to many millions and millions of people just at home. You can be now with your full aircon on, with your blanket, and watch this, hear this. You know, thanks to the social media that that let us connect. Far, far away. From everywhere. It's just in one platform. That is Kopi Events. Have a lovely evening, and this is Vance again from Kopi Events. I'm saying this for the third time, so that shows that I did Z right now. Time to sleep. All have a lovely evening, and I'll catch you soon on the next episode. Adios, amigo.